All right, we are officially live.
All right. Welcome to episode 3 of Building the Snake River Valley. This is in conjunction with the Snake River Valley Building Contractors Association. I'm Shawn Harman, the current president of Snake River Valley Building Contractors Association and owner of Shawn Harman Construction. We're here today. This episode is to kick off back to school. We're going to be talking to Brandon Waltman with Willow Creek Homes, who is a board member for the Snake River Valley Building Contractors Association also. And he has been our liaison and has chaired up running our Build Up Youth program. Brandon, thanks for showing up and thanks for coming and talking to us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Brandon, tell us a little bit about Brandon Waltman and Willow Creek Homes.
Okay, so I grew up framing in Middleton, Idaho. So I'm a local. I grew up in Star in Middleton, and after framing for several years during high school, I realized that I really did love construction. I felt like it was a satisfying thing to do. Like you go and build something, you can see it done really quickly.
100%. That's awesome. It's awesome.
It is. It's very satisfying. So after I served a mission for my church, I came home and went to Rick's College, and they had a construction technology degree. And then after I started that, the next semester, it actually changed to BYU Idaho and switched to a 4-year construction management degree. And it was an amazing experience for me to learn construction management at BYU Idaho. We had a lot of fun. I was part of the construction club and was the president of it, and just had a great time. Had a good relationship with the professors up there, and I did some competition teams. They're national competition teams, and
Oh, that's cool.
it was really cool.
Oh, that's neat.
BYU Idaho, we won, well, when it was still Rick's, we won the national championship for it. Wow. And it was a lot of fun. We had a great team and we did a good job. And then the next year we were transitioned from the junior college to the 4-year university, and we were competing against Michigan, Purdue, all these huge schools. Yeah. And we also we got seventh out of 40 schools, and we won Rookie of the Year. So it was a lot of fun. Anyway,
sounds like a pretty neat experience.
Yeah, actually. It was really cool. So after I graduated from construction management, I got a job with Pulte Homes, a huge construction or a huge home building company in in California. So I did some internships there and then worked full time for them for a little bit, and then moved back to the Boise area and worked for Brighton Homes for 8 years, and basically ran their construction team there. And then I switched to Tresidio Homes for a couple of years, and then started a Waltman Homes with my ex-wife, and we had that business for about 8 years, and then went through a divorce, and then started Willow Creek Homes in 2022, and it's been going great. It's been a lot of fun. We've got we build custom homes and kind of a higher end custom home. So, yeah.
Yep. Brandon builds a great house. Been to several parade homes with him and seen several of his parade homes. And yeah, Brandon, you do quality work.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
What's kept you passionate about the industry in a whole?
I think one of the things that makes me passionate about it is that there is a need for it. Like, it's not like sometimes I feel like some people work in businesses where they don't really see the end result. They're just kind of doing their thing and they don't know how it affects people. Yeah. And with the residential construction, you're building a house and you see that happen within 6 to 10 months, and people move in and they're so excited about living there, and it just gives you a passion to do a better job and build a better house and be there for them.
Well, I think with that being said, I think sometimes the public doesn't see that, but we're not just home builders, right? We're community members, and we're building houses for families.
Yes.
It's somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to live someplace. Somebody's got to work someplace. So we're a big part of the community here, and it's not just numbers for us always.
Yeah.
It's about a quality product for a family to grow in.
Yeah. It's funny because I have built a lot of homes for friends, family, and during the build process, I become friends with these people.
Yeah.
I go to church with several people that I build in, I've built for, even just, I lived in the subdivisions that I would build in. So I would live next door to homeowners, and I don't have a problem with that. If you do your best and do a great job, people will be happy with what you do.
Yep. Integrity and honesty and all that go with it. From a builder's perspective, what have you seen in the Treasure Valley housing market right now that you think would be something that we should know?
I think that it's interesting that all the large builders are coming, the national builders are coming to the state. That does change the dynamic of things. Before we had CBH, which was the largest builder in the Treasure Valley, and now you're getting all of these other large builders coming in, and I think the dynamics are going to change. You're going to have these smaller home builders that are trying to compete with the larger builders. It's going to be a little bit more challenging for them. I feel like one of the things that we need to do for our business, Willow Creek Homes, is continue to separate ourselves from a track builder. We can't try to compete with those guys. We have to be a custom on your lot, on a larger lot, things that they don't want to touch.
Yeah.
So
and that's how I've built my business too over the past 30 plus years. And I think you're right. And that's how we separate ourselves from them. There's a need for them.
yes,
Don't get me wrong. There's a need for that. And it's a good avenue for people starting out and everything.
totally
So
agree.
yeah, it's we just have to separate ourselves a little bit from it because it's a little different product.
Yep, it just changes the different people that are around here. It changes the builders. You have to adjust to keep your jobs, keep your homes, keep selling.
Yeah.
You have to adjust what you're doing.
Yeah. What do you think sometimes the public misunderstands about why new homes cost what they do?
That's a really interesting question, and there's a lot of different details to it. I think the public perception is that I think the majority of people that buy our homes that are, a little bit higher end custom home, I feel like they have a pretty good understanding that it is just the costs of the homes, the total cost of it. I feel like the land is a huge part of it. We're paying a lot of money for land right now, which is hard to build a less expensive house because the land is basically the base of where the pricing starts. You can't buy a $350,000 lot and then put a $500,000 house on it. The appraisal will not. Well, I guess it'll probably appraise well, but it would not be a good fit for that. You're wasting your money at that point.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. They're not making any more property, and it's not going to get any cheaper for us to build on. So, with that being said, I think I'm just going to jump in. Brandon, we've been doing a committee, a task force, Build Up Youth Task Force, now going on 3 years. One of our past presidents, Tyler Bozier, was big into wanting to start this. Brandon championed it and has kind of ran with it for the last 3 years. As we know, our workforce is dwindling. The younger kids are not wanting to come into the trades. And as the trades kind of die and as we're not seeing a workforce, I believe we're going to see an increase in costs in our trades because the people that are working are going to increase because there's nobody else to come in to really be in competition with them.
Yeah.
So that being said, Brandon, can you just give us a little rundown from start 3 years ago, a little bit about Build Up Youth and what it's about and why it's a passion for you?
Yeah. I'll start with the Build Up Youth is actually, we renamed it from the National Association of Home Builders. They have a program that's called the Workforce Development Task Force, which is a great program, and it's all throughout the United States. We just didn't feel like that was the right name that we wanted, so we switched it to the Build Up Youth Task Force. And our goal really is to inspire young people to pursue a career in the construction industry. So that's our goal. That's our kind of like our mission, is just trying to get kids excited about a career in construction. And we do that in a few different ways. One of them is field trips. So we've done a couple dozen field trips, I think, at this point, maybe not quite 24, but the field trips have been great experiences. The first few we had at a job site, and we had concrete companies there showing the kids how to do slump tests and different things about concrete, helping them understand concrete. We had several builders there that gave their perception or their what they have wanted to teach the kids about things. And each of these people talked about how they got into the trades or how they got into their jobs. And it really just started to open these kids' minds of, oh man, I could do this. I could become somebody like this. And that's really our goal, is where every time we do a field trip, we try to have the people that are directing it talk about how they got into the careers. And it's pretty funny. You saw some of them, like Chuck Shank with Peak Glass. Mm-hmm. He was a beer truck driver for 15, 18 years or something like that, and then switched and is now in the construction industry. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting to see those kids, their eyes kind of like, oh, I could really get into this in a variety of different ways. Yeah. Yeah.
I've been pretty blessed to be able to be at a few of those
field
trips. And it's been pretty cool to watch. And as it's gone on, you see the same kids for a few years. And I know that just to see them ask the questions they ask has been pretty impressive, and it's not just boys in those groups. I mean, there's a lot of girls that are taking these classes, and sometimes they ask some of the questions. I'm like, wow, okay, you're really thinking about this.
For sure.
So pretty neat to see the instructors. The instructors are pretty on board, I would say, right?
Yeah.
And we've got Middleton High School has been one of our biggest supporters. Yep. Elevate Academy, Nampa has been big. Yeah. And right now we're reaching out to several other schools and seeing if we can get on board with them.
A funny story is how Middleton got started. I grew up and went to Middleton High School, and my kids go to Middleton High School. So I have kind of a connection there, but I couldn't gain any traction to get them part of the Build Up Youth. And so we were at an event, a career fair type of thing, and the construction teacher actually happened to come by the booth, and I got his phone number. I texted him that night. I said, hey, I'm setting up a field trip on this day. Would you be interested in coming? And he was kind of like, yeah, I think we can make that work. And then we got it set. Yeah. We had them come out. They came out for 2 hours on the job site. And before he left on the bus, he was like, when is the next one? This was amazing. I could not believe how much the kids enjoyed it. They have learned so much in just this 2 hours that this is more than we learn in the entire school year. He's like, so what can we do next?
Was that the first one at your house where it was raining, blowing sideways? And I'm like, when those kids got there, I said, this is construction, right? If you can handle this, you're not going to have sunny days and beautiful skies all the time. I mean, we fight inclement weather all the time. Yep. So it was awesome. That was a great one.
It was fun. We were pouring a foundation. Yeah, it was about 40 degrees with the wind and rain. And we had a big, huge concrete pump truck there. And
had people coming in an enclosed trailer just to get out of it, just to talk. And
we had big heaters. It was awesome. An adventure. Those kids, they got out in the mud and walked around, and they helped pour the concrete. Yeah. They also were able to get into an excavator and play around a little bit in an excavator because it was on site. And anyway, it was a great experience.
It's always good to be able to get them hands on a little bit.
Yeah.
And see it in person because, even clients, when you build a house, most of them can't visualize what's going on. And those kids, they can be taught everything from a book or whatever, but until you can actually visualize how that thing's going together, is a totally different ballgame.
Yeah. And it's fun. One of the last ones we did before the school ended, we did a field trip to different Parade of Homes houses. These kids, was Elevate Academy Nampa because they were still in school. Everybody else was off for the summer. And these kids were just blown away by the houses. They're like, I didn't even know Idaho had these type of houses. These are beautiful and amazing. There's an elevator in one of them, like hidden doors everywhere.
Yep.
They were blown away by it. But the funny thing is, as we were touring those, there were several subcontractors that are friends of mine or people that I've worked with, and I would talk to them, and then I would talk to the students and say, hey, this kid, we went to high school together, and we didn't really know each other very well in high school, but now we work together. Yeah. So I started telling them that you got to build your relationships with your friends and other people. Like, so after, I kind of stressed, like, if there is a builder that is giving you a tour or talking to you, you guys need to try to get a hold of him and understand who he is and get to know him so that when you graduate, you have somebody to contact. And it was amazing to see just the next house we went to, there was a builder there, and then there was a couple subcontractors, and these kids went up to them and were like, hey, my name's so-and-so, they kind of caught the vision.
Well, that's, in this industry, I think builders are all, we're driven by, our connections to people.
Yes.
And all that. So we're relationship driven for sure.
Yeah.
And so the more relationships you can get with somebody, the better off you're going to get. And the more people the farther you're going to get at times. So what would you tell, as we're kind of wrapping this up a little bit, what would you tell a high school student who thinks college is the only path in life?
I'll give you some quick statistics.
Perfect. Love it.
The residential construction industry is 1.2 million homes short of what they need right now. They need 1.2 million more homes. One of the reasons that they have not hit all these homes that need to be built is the labor force. We have a shortage in 2026 of like 346 laborers that we need jobs. We need people to fill those jobs. At the end of 25, I think there were 300,000 construction jobs that were not filled. So there are so many jobs that need to be filled. So I would really tell these kids that I'm not saying college is bad. For me, college was the best thing for me. It really gave me a path that I wanted to be on and needed to be on. But you could also skip college, go into a trade. The electrical industry is huge right now. There's a huge need, and you can make a lot of money very quickly. And the electrical company that you work for will typically put you through the electrical apprenticeship program. They will pay for you to do that. So in a few years, you will have no debt from school, and you will have being able to be a journeyman electrician. The same with so many different other trades. You don't have to go to school. There's welding programs, certificates that you can get, and a lot of the companies that you work for will help you get those certificates.
And I might be wrong on this, and you probably know better, but I think Elevate Academy and their welding program, when they get out, aren't they? They have enough certifications that they could go right to work.
Yeah.
Am I correct on that? Yeah.
Yep.
This is kind of a cool story. I didn't even
This is Trevor Carpenter.
Yeah. A young man from Middleton High School that was on the field trips, he came and did his senior project here and has talked to us a little bit, and he actually starts working with us on Monday.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
Very
so
nice. That
gave
is
him a
awesome.
job. He's a super cool kid.
That's awesome.
And worked on a ranch for most of his life and has a decent amount of welding experience. So
Trevor
seemed teachable.
Trevor here and his partner Gavin own Crown Point Customs, and he also he's our producer of this podcast. And so we appreciate them and appreciate what they do. And these are two hardworking kids that will blow your mind.
Yep. Try to be. I actually looked up a couple statistics to go along with what you were saying. The National Association of Home Builders, they put out that 61% of their members said worker availability and cost would be one of their most significant challenges in 2026. Yeah. And then I was also looking up, I remember at a state board meetings a couple years ago, or maybe last year in Coeur d'Alene, we had someone come in and give like statistics on several different things regarding housing. And so that reminded me to look up kind of like the infill for trades and kind of what Brandon was talking about. And it says that roughly 41% of the construction workforce is expected to retire within the decade. Yep. And only for every 5 people that retire, there's 2 people to replace them.
Well, and I want to say too, and I'll probably get this wrong, and since you're looking up statistics, but I believe the average general contractor in the nation right now is 60 plus years old.
Yeah, there are so many people that are retiring, and there's nobody to fill their spots. Yeah, that's what I would say is, some kids are like, well, I'm not going to make as much money if I don't go to college. Yeah. And that could be correct in certain instances, but in the construction industry, you get into the industry, you start proving yourself and learning and growing in your position. You will have an opportunity to become a manager very quickly. You will have an opportunity to become a project manager, and then continue to move your way up where you're taking over these businesses. There's electrical companies that are people are basically closing their doors because they don't have anybody to pass their company down to. Their kids don't want to do it, or different things like that.
My electrical subcontractor has like 74 electricians on staff.
Whoa.
They just lost, I think, 18 to 20 to Micron, and they can't keep up. Yeah. And they've got to work. They got all the work to support what they had, but now that they're losing them, they got to find people to come into it that want to work. So, so there's a lot of challenges to our trade partners and our subcontractors and everything right now with the workforce. For the listeners out there, if you don't know what Build Up Youth is, contact Snake River Valley Building Contractors Association. If you want to know how to get involved, please let us know.
Can I put a little plug in?
You sure can.
We have basically 3 schools that we're working with: Middleton High School construction program, Elevate Academy Nampa. We're trying to develop a relationship with Elevate Academy of Caldwell, and we have a relationship with Payette School. Payette High School. And we have approached several other schools, and they just don't grasp what we're doing. And so we're trying to help them understand, like, come on one of these field trips. You will immediately understand the value of it. Yes. There's also other things that we do. We do guest speaking. So in Middleton, every month we would take 3 different people into the Middleton High School construction program and do a guest speaking. Yeah. And the teacher of the class would ask us, he's like, okay, we're in the drywall phase. Can you have somebody from drywall come? Okay, we're in the electrical phase. Can you have somebody from electrical come? Yeah. And the kids just enjoy that a lot. Yeah. They really learn a lot, and they're able to grasp some knowledge. So if you're a school out there that we would really love to work with, the Snake River Valley stays in a certain geographical area. So we're Canyon County, Gem County, Owyhee, Payette, and I think that's about it. But anyway, we would love to be working with you for this. 100%. We feel like it's a huge value.
And I think, the youth are our future. So we have to give back. And I feel like as a contractor, I've been in the business in the industry 37 years, and my own company about 26 plus. And, it's time that us that have been in it a while need to give back to the industry that gave us everything. And by doing that, we're doing that, pushing it towards the up and coming contractors, subcontractors, welders, electricians, whatever.
Well, it's amazing because like the Middleton High School teacher. He's like, hey, we need a couple windows to install. And not that he's like, we'll buy them from somebody, but we'd rather buy them for somebody that is helping our program like you guys are. And within 20 minutes, we had windows, free windows that were left over from job sites heading to his shop.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing stuff like that. So, and the Snake River Valley Building Contractors Association, the BCA, has been amazing with the Build Up Youth. Everybody wants to help out. Everybody wants to be a part of it. Everybody wants to contribute. And so these schools, I want them to understand that it's not just one or two people that are here. It is a whole group of people, that are willing and wanting to help out.
And now our building contractor associations all over the state are starting to take grasp of this. So this whole thing is starting to catch fire, in northern Idaho, eastern Idaho.
Yeah.
The Magic Valley, everything. So just keep a lookout anywhere you're at listening to this, and you can jump in and help the youth and help the Building Contractor Association try to support the youth that are coming into these trades. Please step in, call whatever association you're in, reach out to them. We're more than happy to direct you in any way we can. So just reach out.
Brandon, are there any ideas or anything in the works of field trips for this school year?
Yeah, we've actually have one field trip a month is our plan. And we're starting on some construction job sites in September. And so we'll do a field trip in September. And then as we go into winter, we're trying to do inside field trips where we're going into Ferguson Supply, a big, huge plumbing supply company, and other places like that. Wood Grain Millworks, 84 Lumber. There's a lot of different field trips that we have planned. Yeah, we could do a whole bunch more. Yeah. We just need a few more schools to join us.
I don't know if Gavin's brought this up in your guys' meetings, but we've talked a lot to our Pacific Steel rep, and they're more than willing to have a bunch of kids.
Yep, I actually think we're going in October there.
Okay, gotcha.
So
very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think this probably wraps up this episode 3. Try to watch for this, and then we'll be coming out with another one here soon.
Yeah.
So thanks, Brandon.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming and spending your time today with us, and let's keep rocking.
My pleasure. It's been great. Yep, we will.
And thanks for Trevor Carpenter and Crown Point Customs for hosting this, and
of course,
and all they do for us too. So
yeah.
So thank you guys.
Yep.
All right. Have a good day.